This is Planets and Problems, the astrology helpline by two sisters,
where we discuss astrology, spirituality, and everything in between. I'm Ayesha.
I'm Atalia.
I'm a Virgo.
I'm a Sagittarius.
And welcome back, everybody. I hope you are all well. This week, we're going to be talking about being fucking delusional, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
As everybody seems to be talking about it. Like, everybody.
Yeah, but not delusional as in like the mental illness. This is the spiritual definition.
Spiritual, yeah. So, let me get my affirmations, because I've got 3 affirmations for you to use in your delusions at the beginning.
Okay.
It's nothing crazy, but it will help you understand. We'll explain what being delusional is in a minute, but it will help you with the understanding of it. So, 3 affirmations. I always get what I want. I am so lucky. Everything works out for me. So, using those 3 affirmations will help you with being delusional.
Mm-hmm.
So, shall we describe or explain what delusional is? Should we both give like what our opinion, what we think it is? What it means to us?
Yeah, okay. You go first.
Okay. So to me, being delusional is thinking or believing things that might not be truly realistic to your current situation. So it could be that you live like an average life and sometimes things go wrong and sometimes you're not very lucky, as you might call it. But being delusional would be being like, right, everything always works out for me, I am so lucky, I always get what I want. But then it could also even go down to like, I drive a Ferrari every day, my business is thriving, and it's great to bring it into the present, but what's good about being delusional is it's the idea that my train of thought's gone.
Oh. It's the idea that
it's the idea that you're no, it's gone. Why is it gone?
That your wildest dreams or most unrealistic goals can come true.
That is what I wanted to say.
Yeah, we're on the same page.
Right.
That's what I think it is as well. That's exactly like that very definition.
And I think, and I'm sure a lot of people will agree, that I think it links to manifesting.
Yeah, of course.
And it links to the law of assumption. Mm-hmm. Because by being delusional, you are making an assumption. And, you know, if you're making an assumption, you're putting your mind in a certain place to say like, right, this is real. And it's the same as if you were to go, gosh, I'm so unlucky. If you were to say that over and over again, that is what would happen. Yeah. You would be unlucky. So yeah, the idea that your wildest dreams can come true and it doesn't really matter how unrealistic it is. The more unrealistic it is, the better, basically. Yeah. And it's just having that genuine belief that it will come true no matter what. That is what I was trying to say.
Right.
So being delusional is having that genuine belief that whatever you're saying will be true no matter what. So it's like there is no lack of faith in that. I'm getting so excited that I'm spitting. There is no lack of faith. There's no lack of faith in that what you're saying is true or isn't true.
Yeah.
Cool. And
I did have something else to add, but now I've lost my train of thought. But I feel like we've done it justice. Yeah.
Okay, so hopefully everybody understands what being delusional means now.
Now we're all on the same page.
How do you do it?
What, as in how do you be delusional, or how do you get rid of that thought that like, oh, but I'm being unrealistic?
Oh, both. That is great.
I don't know, I ain't got the answers.
I wasn't thinking about getting rid of the thought.
Well, I feel like that's what most people struggle with, because say your goal is to have that Ferrari and you currently don't even have a driving license, right? You got no money in the bank.
Yeah.
Well, the money that you know that you make from your job, you spend it all and you never have any money left over at the end of the month, right? I feel like people that are like, trying to be delusional with getting this Ferrari, they are still going to have in the back of the mind, but I literally have no fucking money.
So, I've said this to my boyfriend before about something, and basically what I think you need to do, and it is not the easiest thing, but you basically need to try, and I don't want to say try and forget those thoughts. It's not even try and forget those thoughts, but bat them down with the fact that, like, if I believe this and it doesn't end up true, does it even matter? Because you've still got the same outcome.
Yeah.
So you can enjoy the journey to the Ferrari by being delusional and not get the Ferrari, but you've been enjoying the whole journey.
Yeah.
Or you can enjoy the journey to the Ferrari and get the Ferrari.
Yeah.
You're gonna get,
like, it's not gonna,
life's gonna have,
kill you.
Yeah, it's not gonna kill you to be delusional.
Yeah,
you're just
true.
gonna be able to, like, have that better mindset on your way, and it's more likely gonna happen if you've got a positive mindset. If you genuinely don't believe that you can be a famous singer and be better than Beyonce, then you won't be.
Yeah, true. And you have to get rid of all of your realistic thoughts, like, oh, but there's a 1 in 10 million chance. That's not helpful. It's also not true.
Yeah. I saw a TikTok that was saying that, like, this year, write down your, like, wildest dreams, no matter how wild it is. Write it down. And to the point where, so say you want a house. Say you want to manifest a house, and you're going to do the delusion method, and you say, right, I just want a 2-bedroom house, but deep down you want a fucking mansion. Do not ask for a 2-bedroom house.
Yeah.
Do not say I have a 2-bedroom house. Do not say I have a house. Say I have a mansion. The same if you, for example, you want to manifest a car. And to be honest, we're talking about material things here because that's easy, but it could genuinely be anything that you're doing. It could be a relationship. It could be, I am in the happiest relationship of my life. It could be that. So, you want to take what you want and, like, basically make it the perfect version of what you want and be delusional about that.
And I also think that for the people that still just struggle with, oh, but it could never be me, I'm so unlucky, like, I've tried all these different manifestation techniques and nothing, I've genuinely tried to believe, blah, 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 and I just don't believe anymore. You just have to remember that the position that you're in, it's happened before, it'll happen again. There have been people at rock bottom before that could not ever see their life changing, and without them being delusional, their life has changed.
Yeah.
So, like, that, what was your example before?
The house.
Yeah, so, like, you know, people have been thinking, oh, I want to live in a 2-bedroom house, but really I want a mansion. It's happened before, so why can't it happen to you?
That is so true. Like, it's happened to someone else, so why can't it happen to you? So yeah, so let's say a successful business. Say you want a business that turns over 100k a month, for example. Other people have businesses that turn over 100k a month. Why can't you have a business that turns over 100k a month? And, like, a lot of people that have businesses didn't necessarily come from money. A lot of people did, but a lot of people didn't necessarily come from money. So they were the exact same as you. So if it's happened for them, why can't it happen for you?
Exactly.
And I think it is changing your mindset. And I would suggest, you know, doing it for, like, a week and seeing how your life changes. And if you're really struggling, start small.
How would you put it into practice then?
I would start with the affirmations, but I wouldn't be standing, I mean, if you can stand in the mirror and do affirmations, great. Don't get me wrong, I'm at a point where I'm in a level of delusion where I can stand in the mirror and do affirmations, but that's not for everybody. I'd integrate it in your day-to-day usage of words. So let's say you're talking to your friends and you're telling them about something good that happened. Let's say you got a free coffee or something. A few weeks ago, I went for a coffee and I asked for a mocha and the person forgot to put the coffee in. I didn't know this. I was just about to leave. She ran over and said, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I actually forgot to put the coffee in your mocha, so it's just a hot chocolate, let me put it in. I was like, oh, that's fine, okay, thank you, thanks for telling me. She gave me the mocha, and then she gave me a free coffee. So she gave me, you know, one of those cards, and she stamped all the stamps, so that next time I went in, I could have a free hot drink, whatever I wanted. Let's say you're telling your friend that. Okay, so I've just told you that, and you've gone, oh, and I went, yeah, because to be honest, I'm literally so lucky. Everything just always works out for me.
Yeah, just integrating it into your daily vocabulary.
Yeah, and like whenever I want something, I just get that and like double. Like that just happens for me. And don't care if it seems like you're being big-headed. Because like realistically, you want that to be your life, but if you don't believe that can be your life, it's not going to be your life.
Yeah.
Like, you need to genuinely believe that things work out for you if you want things to work out for you, because a life does exist like that.
Yeah, just think how easy it is just to be like, oh, for God's sake, this happened again, this always happens, I'm so unlucky. It's so easy to think that, just flip it to the other way around.
Yeah.
I did have something else to say. Oh yeah, sometimes when I'm literally just, I'm not the type of person that can just stand in the mirror and just say it to myself.
I understand.
Okay, it's not for everyone.
No.
But sometimes if I'm like starting to get frustrated with, you know, my goals or something like that, I'll literally just be walking down the street and I'll say it out loud. I don't care who can hear.
Yeah. No, I agree.
That's a good one to do as well. Because it's just like a little moment in me where I'm like, who cares if someone hears me say this? Like, it's gonna come true.
Sometimes when you can say it, integrate it into conversations with other people, it gives more intention to it.
Yeah, I really like that idea as well. I'm gonna start doing that.
Yeah, because like it really gives it more intention than, yeah, you can do an affirmation on your own, you're in your own head, whatever, but when you're having a conversation with someone, most of the time, unless you're a compulsive liar, you believe in what you're saying, otherwise it's not coming out your mouth. So I don't really know if I believe in like fake it till you make it. Don't fake it, just believe it. And like by saying something to someone, it's like saying like, oh, I've got a new job, because you've got a new job, because you believe it, you're saying it, it's true. Just say whatever it is to the person, because it's true. Yeah. Have you been delusional before? Has it worked? Have you tried it? Have you been doing this?
I feel like I have, but subconsciously. Like, I have always been a lucky person, and I've always told people that. And then when I got into astrology, I literally have like a little thing on my chart which is like basically telling me that I'm a lucky person as well, and everything just and it's like, well, I was like, oh, I know, like someone did me this like reading, they were like, oh, you must be really lucky. I'm like, yeah, I am a lucky person. Like, it's just one of the things that I have.
Yeah.
Not everyone believes in luck, but you know, things go my way.
Yeah.
I've never really, well, obviously I've stressed about things not working out and stuff like that, but just like really small things that some people do worry about going right, might just be like a little trip or something that they might not get on the train on time and stuff like that. I just know that I'll never miss a train, I'll never have to stress, I'm never like that kind of thing, just in my day to day. So I feel like I have been doing it, but now I want to start doing it for the wildest things as well.
Yeah, and being intentional about doing it. Yeah.
What about you?
So I think I've been the same. Obviously, I know a lot about manifestation, I know a lot about the law of assumption, but I never really thought of it as a thought of being delusional. I didn't really think of it in that way. So I've got two examples. So one is quite a long time ago, I went to Thailand traveling with my friends, and it was just after uni, and we went in May, which is rainy season, it's monsoon season. And for some reason, don't ask me why, we were convinced that it was not gonna rain. We were just like, no, it's gonna be sunny. But it wasn't even like, oh, worried about the rain. I think one of the boys was like, right guys, have you packed any raincoats? And we're like, no. Why would we be packing raincoats? I've got
Yeah.
10 bikinis, thank you. And when we got out there, so we travelled around like so many different places. I think we went to 13 places in total. And every time we got somewhere, it was sunny. And we would speak to people, like, let's say we go to a cafe and we start eating, like, oh, when did you arrive? We're like, oh, we arrived today. And they're like, oh, perfect time to arrive, because it was literally raining constantly until yesterday. And I am telling you, that happened every single place we went. And in monsoon season, we were traveling for 8 weeks, and I think we had 3 days of rain, and it was monsoon season, which is where it rains all the time.
Oh my god.
And I'm not joking, we'd get somewhere and it would have been raining at that place for like, one of the places they were like, it's been raining for the last week.
Oh my god. Yeah, I feel like everyone can relate to like one of those situations where you thought something and it's not until like someone like reminds you and you're like, oh actually no, I just assumed it was going to happen this way. And then you go to like double check it and it just works out. You're like, oh, yeah, it's alright. And that's because you already believed it to be a certain way. You already knew it was going to work out. So, yeah.
And then another one is a lot more recent. Obviously, I'm in a new relationship. I've mentioned that. And we met like 6 months ago or whatever. And ever since I met them, I would say to them, obviously not straight away, but like when we told each other we loved each other, and even before that, we would say to each other, and we still do, like, being with you is the easiest thing ever. Like, loving you is like breathing. It's as easy as breathing. And I genuinely meant that at the start. But I think the fact that me and him say that all the time makes it so easy.
Yeah.
It literally is the easiest thing that I have ever done, being with this person. And it's not just, oh, this person's right for me. It's like, no, it's also the delusion of my relationship is the easiest thing ever, and like by saying that makes it true. Yeah, so that's my other example.
Nice.
Yeah, so we've both tried it, we've both been there and done that, and I think everyone else should try it. And to be honest, if you try it and it doesn't work, then oh well, like you've not spent any money. You've not wasted any time. It's only a mental thought process. It might stop your anxiety for a little bit.
It's not like you've gone on a training course.
But also, don't worry about those little moments of self-doubt. That's not going to fuck up your manifestation, please. True. Because I feel like we go into this mindset and we think, and then we start getting worried when we have one negative thought. And it's like, no, one negative thought or an intrusive thought is not going to mess up your manifestation, because the amount of energy you're putting into manifesting that specific thing, one little thought isn't going to throw that energy off.
Yeah, you just have to think to get psychological, there's a massive part of your brain that is dedicated to rationality. Like, it's gonna take over sometimes. Yeah,
I agree. So yeah, I think that's us on delusionality. And yeah, obviously I hope you can all be delusional, and we will be delusional, and we'll let you know when these delusions come true. But we're going to move on to our planet problem now.
Okay, go ahead.
And I've got quite a few, so I need to pick one that I
You've got a few problems with the planet.
Yeah. Okay. So, for anybody, gosh, I can't believe we're actually going to talk about this, but for anybody that doesn't know about the Balenciaga drama, Google it. You know about the Balenciaga drama. The designer brand, I'm like Googling and I'm about to tell you. The designer brand basically put a image on their advertising campaign of a child holding like a teddy bear. Was it a teddy bear on a lead with like bondage on, and obviously it's like wildly inappropriate and like just disgusting, and everybody obviously thought that. They got called out, blah 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 blah. But then there is the argument, you know, how does that get through the marketing team? They'll have a massive marketing team. Do you think it was a cover-up for something else? Do you think it was a distraction?
From what exactly? Something to do with Balenciaga or else in Hollywood? No, I don't know. I'm not giving it much thought. I'd have to know what. Why? What's your theory?
Well, I don't have a theory, but Well, I do have a
Do
theory.
you think just
I do have a
like...
theory.
No, I think it... Oh, yeah, go on with your theory.
So, basically, apparently, at the same time this was happening, I think it was like, please don't correct me if I'm wrong, because I can't remember the specifics, but it was like, in America, in one of the states, 30,000 prisoners that were all charged as sexual offenders got released from prison because the prison was too full at the exact same time that this was happening.
Oh yeah.
And most of these sexual offenders were child sexual offenders as well. And there's a statistic that, like, if you're a child sexual offender, you'll, like, a certain amount of chance, like a large chance that you'll do it again. And they all got released fully because the prison was too full. So do you think that was a cover-up?
Yeah.
So, who are these people that are working together to say, like, Balenciaga, right, you need to take the fall and everyone needs to start throwing your shit away so that we can cover this up? Like, who is that?
It's the top 1%. And right, let's talk about Jeffree Star, because he has spoken about how he's been approached by the Illuminati.
I think we need to do a conspiracy episode as well.
Right.
Yes.
This guy, or I don't know what gender, he says he doesn't mind being called whatever, so I'm just going to refer to him as a guy. He's just a YouTuber. Just a YouTuber that managed to make a lot of money and has a successful makeup brand.
Yeah.
Who makes so much, like, really rich, and has been approached by the Illuminati, right?
Yeah.
It's just the people at the top. That's what, like, he could have so easily, like, gone into all of that. This, basically what I'm trying to say is there's so much work in the background.
Are the Illuminati at the top?
I don't know.
Is that what you're...
know. I don't know if it is the Illuminati. I don't know if it's just all the rich people together. But the way I see it, the easiest way I can put it is, like, you know how there's, like, say the president in America, but then there's also like 6 levels above, or like the Queen of England, well, the King now of England, but then there's levels above because the King can't even make his own decisions, really.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, the King doesn't rule the whole of England. He can't actually make any decisions, really. It's just the face of the company.
Yeah.
I kind of see it as that, like, there's all these other levels to the media, to Hollywood, to all these that will work together to basically cover things or make things, promote things.
But what I find weird about it is that, like, unless Balenciaga are being paid off, and that would be, I guess, another thing for people to look into if they had a payment from somewhere, because obviously it's public business, so you probably could find that. Because who's deciding, like I said, who's deciding, right, Balenciaga, get Balenciaga on phone, we need to get him to do this because we're doing this. Because it's such a... So obviously what I'm trying to say is it's mixing the government, because the releasing the prisoners will have been a government level like decision. So it's like government level mixed with clothing company.
I don't know if it matters. You'll never know. It might have been a simple, it could have been volunteered, it could be one person reaching out to another, it could have been
a sacrifice of the business to get something else, if it's through the Illuminati.
Anything, we'll never know. It's insane what goes off, but you just have to believe that we know nothing. Like, we don't even know the half of what goes on behind closed doors.
We do not. And to be honest, sometimes you just have to be, like, satisfied in not actually knowing what goes on behind closed doors. And it's really interesting to discuss, but at the end of the day, oh well.
You'll never know. You'll never find out. Even if, yeah, these people are miles ahead, levels above, we'll never know. Okay, well, that is the end of this week's episode. Thank you so much for listening. Please don't forget to rate and review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and like and subscribe on YouTube, and leave us a comment. And we will see you next week. Bye.